Here are some definitions for terms related to rhythm. Rhythm is spelled R-H-Y-T-H-M. And when we talk about rhythm, we're talking in kind of general terms. Rhythm is a term used to describe how music is arranged in time. In other words, when we talk about a piece of music being fast or slow, or notes being long or short, we're talking about things related to rhythm. So again, rhythm is a broad, overarching term having to do with musical items and how they're arranged in time. I'm going to get a little more specific, and you'll see on the screen I'm going to create kind of a diagram. The terms that are more specific are going to be offset to the right a little bit. One of the first terms that I want to talk about that's related to rhythm is the term beat. This is B-E-A-T, not B-E-E-T like the vegetable. Beat in music has a very specific meaning. Now, a lot of people in contemporary usage use the term make. They talk about making beats in hip-hop music. That we're going to be a little more specific in our definition of beat. For us, beat will mean a regular, recurrent pulse that runs through a piece of music. So think of the beat as that part of music that makes you tap your feet when you hear a song that you like. It makes you bob your head up and down like Beavis and Butthead. Do you remember them? Or makes you want to go out on the dance floor and dance. Or beat is often what you hear when that guy with the massive subwoofer pulls up in his car next to yours. That pulse, 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 pulse moving throughout a piece of music. That is beat. Now we're going to do some examples of responding to a beat. What you're looking at right now is a website called bestmetronome.com. Bestmetronome.com. And a metronome is a mechanical device. In the old days, they used to be wind-up, spring-loaded devices like a clock. And nowadays, they're electronic or digital in this case. And what they do is they provide a click track to help musicians practice playing or singing or hearing a steady beat in a piece of music. Right? So I'm going to just start this. We'll try. You'll see what these numbers do in just a minute. But currently I have it set on 60, and I'm going to go ahead and start this metronome, and you'll hear a very steady tick. Hear it? Tick, tick. Now I want you to try to clap or tap along with the beat. Listen carefully, and every time you hear a click, tap. Okay, I'm going to tap on a clapping sound on my synthesizer along with this to make you feel more comfortable. Here we go. Okay, pretty good, right? Did you do well? I hope you did. And what you're listening for is a pattern. Remember we said the beat is regular, recurrent, and I didn't say this before, but a steady beat is predictable. It's steady so that you can predict when the next beat is going to come and respond to it. Now listen, the beats are going to come a little faster this time. Hear it? They're coming more quickly, but still steady. So see if you can tap or clap along at this tempo. And I'm going to join you in a minute. Okay, how did you do? You may have noticed sometimes if you go to a baseball game or a football game or a basketball game and the team is doing well, they're rallying, people will try to inspire them by clapping. And then more people join in and start clapping. And then others hear it and they join in and start clapping. And before you know it, you're not clapping at the same speed anymore. Did you notice that? I started at a slow speed like this, and then I gradually got faster and faster and faster. When we're generally learning how to play rhythmically, we want to learn to play first with a steady beat. So I'm going to pick a couple numbers. These numbers actually respond or coincide with the number of beats per minute. So I'm currently set on 120. That's 2 beats per second, 120 beats a minute. If I go to 60 and start, each beat is happening 1 second apart. If I go to 200 beats per minute. So it's a lot faster. We've been experimenting with the predictability, the steadiness of a beat, but we've also been experimenting with beats that occur at different speeds. We have a term that describes that, but whether the beat is slow or whether the beat is fast, it's steady and predictable. This isn't always true in music, but in these early stages, that's a good way to think about it. Beat, regular recurrent pulse that runs through a piece of music. And now, whether the beat is fast or slow, we have another term that we use to identify when we're talking about the speed of a beat, and that term is called tempo. Tempo refers to the speed of the beat, how fast or slow the beat is. I'm going to clap on my synthesizer here at a steady tempo. And I want you just to listen to see if you notice anything about the beats that I'm clapping. Do they all seem equally important? Or were some louder than others? Some beats seem to be louder or emphasized. Listen again. I think that time, since I called your attention to it, you probably could hear that some of the beats were emphasized. They were louder. When we emphasize a beat or a note in music, we call that accenting the note or accenting the beat. So listen again and see if you can hear the accents. Some of the notes louder than others. Now, in our discussion of rhythm, we've talked about the beat, that regular recurrent pulse. We've talked about the speed of the beat, the tempo, and we've talked about the fact that some beats can be emphasized or accented. When a beat is accented, compared with other beats that surround it, beats before, beats after, we start to hear patterns in the music. Okay? So listen to, I'm going to clap again on my keyboard here. I'm going to clap a pattern, and I want you to hear where the accented beats are. And after you've listened for a little bit, I'm guessing you'll be able to predict not only the speed of each beat and when the next beat is going to fall, but you'll hear a pattern in which beats are accented and which beats are not. Once you recognize that pattern, try clapping or tapping only on the accented beats. So in other words, you won't tap or clap every time that I do, but you'll clap only on the accented beats. Listen. Were you able to do it? We'll try again, and this time I'm going to give you some hints. I'm going to say ta each time there's an accented beat. Okay, so here we go. Ta, 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 ta. So some of the beats are loud, some are soft, and that allows us often in music to hear patterns of beats or groupings of beats. We tend to respond to a predictable pattern of accents like that as we respond by hearing groups of beats. And that particular grouping had a loud beat followed by 3 soft beats. Listen to it again. Loud, soft, 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 loud, soft, 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 loud, soft, soft, soft. So it sounds like the music, the beats in the music are grouped in groups of 4. Loud, soft, soft, soft. 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen to it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now listen to this pattern and try again. Clap just on the loud beats and see if you can hear how many beats are in each group. Here we go. Loud, soft, soft, loud, soft, soft, loud, soft, soft, loud, soft, soft. So it's in groups of 3. This grouping of beats in music is referred to as meter. Meter refers to how the beats are grouped in a piece of music. Review of the terminology we've just learned. Again, this lesson is dealing with rhythm, or how music is arranged in time. The component parts, or some of the parts of rhythm, when we're talking about rhythm, we could be talking about the beat. The beat is a part of rhythm, and a beat is a regular recurrent pulse that runs through a piece of music, something we can tap our foot to or dance to. Tempo is the speed of that beat. So the tempo is an even more specific term than beat. Beat is more specific than rhythm. Rhythm's a broad term. Beat is a little more specific. Tempo is how fast or slow that beat is, so that's even more specific. Accent, some of those beats that we hear might be emphasized in comparison with others. That creates an accent. And when there's a pattern, a predictable pattern of which beats are accented and which beats are not, we tend to hear groupings of beats, and we refer to groupings of beats as meter, how the beats are grouped. Common meters that we'll deal with in this class are groups of 2, like a march, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Groups of 3, like a waltz, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And groups of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, more on meter and rhythm in a later lesson.